Hi, Louise.
Hi, Sarah.
Again. Well, here we are. Monica Hall's Practically Still a Virgin. We read a few chapters, starting with Debts, where she talks about, basically just her father's drinking and
Yeah.
how he takes her to a bar in the middle of the day and then tells her,
hmm
let's just keep this little secret and not tell mama. So, therefore,
Yeah.
begins, the secretive adoptee thing. And of course, I think part of it too is it makes her feel special
Yes. She said
that,
that she got to sit in the front seat. He
right.
introduced her as his beautiful daughter. Everyone commented she was so beautiful. And the debt. So I'm guessing it's called debts because she's gonna owe him. Like it's
Mm,
all this like we have a secret now thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Which yeah, just foreshadowing. I can picture what's coming. Too pathetic was the next chapter.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's when her
yeah.
mom sat them
hmm
down and said, Daddy's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like used the word. And
Yeah.
then he got sober.
Yeah. 2 years.
Yeah.
And he also,
Or
she was,
after 2 years of
or after
drinking.
2 years,
Yeah.
yeah. And then also he was a periodic alcoholic. I like that she put that in there because there is different kinds of alcoholics. So she couldn't understand, well, he does this, he's functioning, right? There's so many different
Right.
kinds of alcoholism.
I think that's also referred to as binge
Binge,
drinking,
binge.
um, which is super common. Yeah, and then people started showing up. AA people started coming to their house, and
I like this line about the AA actually. Um, this was cute. I don't know, cute, but I just liked it. I went along to a few meetings and recalled the odd mix. It seemed like God had taken a dustpan, swept all walks of life into a heap, then dumped them into an AA meeting.
That's a
Even though
great description.
yeah, they had nothing in common. They hugged and laughed and slapped backs like they were in a Titanic survivors reunion.
Yep, I
Guess
know
what I
those
thought of
things.
adoptees? I was like, it's an
Yeah.
adoptee reunion. We're the
I
same
think
way.
I think that's why I resonated so much with AA because of the community. When I went
Yeah.
as a younger person, the community, and I felt like, oh, finally I belong somewhere.
Yeah, it's belonging. It is
It's
community.
belonging. Yeah. And then, yeah,
Marbleize. This is a hard one.
yes, this was,
Yeah. So her dad literally takes her out. But first of all,
a
these
new,
boys come on the street, right?
yes, she
This,
had a new friend in the
hmm
neighborhood. And while she was at her friend's house, the boy she had a crush on and his friend showed up in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and they're young. So it's like, they were like, oh, Monica, so and so wants to ball you. It's all this. She didn't even know what that meant. But it was exciting because the boys are talking to her and he was the guy all the girls liked, right? And so she's
Yeah.
excited about it, as we all would have been, but she's boy crazy. She likes going to school because she's social and boy crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, I can relate to this. And then her dad flips out.
Flips out, really just takes her to task. And, she did nothing, but he
No,
was clearly projecting onto her. And he was in a rage,
why he's driving.
while he's driving in a blind rage, kind of, not really.
Yeah.
I don't think he would even consider himself responsible for the things that he said because he was in such a rage.
Yeah, he literally was calling her a slut and do you want to be like those whores down on the corner who are putting themselves out there for this and that? And like she's just a young girl going, what are you talking about? Like scared of him, cringing in the car. You can picture her. And the
This
marble
was
eyes is
probably,
because he looked crazy, like when stuffed animals have those marble eyes.
uh-huh.
And it really made her see her dad differently.
Yeah. And also a sense of shame.
hmm
So this I thought was interesting that she had a, a vision or something that she began seeing bits of a blurred scene in her mind, right?
Yes.
Um that she couldn't quite explain. And then smoke and, she saw a woman on a bed, her arms out on the sides, like the man's another man against her and all this stuff. And years later, she realized and wondered, was that a memory? And had her dad taken her to a brothel?
Yeah, I wonder
And
because
she was up in Alaska in a weird time. It would make sense.
it would make sense, and also because of how he was about these women, it's like because the mom was a saint. Like he put
Right.
the mom on a pedestal and how he
Mm-hmm.
felt about these women and what he's screaming to her. One thing that I thought, I mean, this could not be or be, I just kind of felt like he was also yelling at her in this way, like it's not his real daughter, right?
Right.
And you are coming from a young woman who had you and had to give you away. And I was wondering if there's any of that transference too, like,
Yes.
because we do know that that happens in adoption with we've heard it from many adoptees where, oh, you don't want to be like your mother, like this transference.
And not only that, there are lots of abuse situations
Hmm.
when, it's kind of a known thing. They don't
Yeah.
necessarily specify adoption in these studies, but that children in a family with a stepfather are, the abuse likelihood goes way up. And this is,
Yeah.
similar.
Not your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Likelihood is different. Yep. It's a whole. I wondered too. I have no idea where this is going, but
Yeah, well,
hmm
we will be finding out. The next and final chapter that we read was called Wrecking Ball, and that's basically uh when she talks to her mother after her father's death about why was I adopted? Were you not able to conceive?
yeah, assuming it was that.
Just assume that's what most people assume, right? Blame the woman.
And the reason is interesting. Tell why.
Oh, I need to say it. It's me to
Okay.
say it. Yeah. He had scar tissue from a venereal disease.
Yeah. Meaning he's playing around on the mom that he thought was so
Exactly.
beautiful and saintly,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, there was
It's such a strange, it's such a common, you don't hear about it so much anymore,
no.
but it used to be a very common
Yeah.
thing you'd hear about the Madonna whore complex and,
Yes. Yep. Yeah, she gets into like we don't want to give everything right in her book, but she gets into a little bit of that. And yeah, that wrecking ball, she's 13, and this is when her life is going to really shift because she says at the end there, for years I wondered why I became a wrecking ball at 13. I learned when one experiences trauma, it's common to suppress feelings and develop survival strategies. Mine was to become so powerful no one would ever hurt me again, or so I thought.
hmm
Or so I thought.
Yeah, well, I'm certain we're in for quite the ride.
Yeah.
Um, and next week we are reading to what, Louise? Remind me, please.
We are going to read, oh, I forgot already. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
I think we're reading up to The Spider and the Fly.
Yeah,
We're reading up to that chapter. So,
perfect.
yep. Okay, well, we have another
This is a
uh
big, big
big
interview.
story coming
Yeah.
our way. So hang tight for Jacqueline. See you in
Yeah.
a minute.
See you in a minute.